Hello everybody, this is the Gabe Newell, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, which kind of harkens to my review of the Cloud Boom headphones, but I'm just kind of using my Nikon Coolpix S3100 to record a review of the Sega Dreamcast. Now, the Sega Dreamcast, for those who may or may not know, is a video game console and entertainment system from, well, it began production about 1998, and it came out sometime in the final quarter, I believe, of 1998 in Japan, and then it came in 1999 for North America, Europe, and PAL regions. And so the way you can distinguish this is right here on the Dreamcast console. Sorry about the shadow. But here, as you can probably tell, the symbol is orange, even though it may look red. The symbol is orange, but in Japan the symbol was red because of coloring issues with another company who had a orange swirl. And then in Europe and other PAL regions, the symbol is actually blue. So yeah, there's lots of copyrights to do with that. Anyway, now that we're past to that whole issue, the Dreamcast was in production officially, fully around the world from about the second half of 1998 to the first half of 2001 in North America, and it continued for a few more years in Japan because in Japan people enjoyed it and were developing it, but it just kind of didn't work out for the rest of the world. Now, I have not owned the Dreamcast for a long time. In fact, I've only had it for about a month, and the only reason why I bought it is because it looks really interesting, and because I just gotten back from doing some work and earned some money, and I wanted to buy one because I have a PlayStation 2 that I've had for a while now, because we had to replace our old PlayStation 2 because it crapped out on us. And I thought a Dreamcast would be a really interesting change from PlayStation 2 and the original PlayStation that I also had as a child, and so I was at Vintage Stock here. As you can see, I bought it for $49.99, and for $49.99 I was able to get the Dreamcast console, I was able to get the Dreamcast console plus one controller, the power cords, and that's pretty much all that came with it for the $50. However, for another almost $50, I was able to get 3 games, another controller, which is the other controllers right here, and then I got these 3 games, which are Sonic Adventure, of course, because I like that game a lot now. I've beaten Sonic's Adventure and it's really fun. Crazy Taxi, which is really good as well, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And then, over the last kind of while, I've been trying to build up a little bit, but I haven't gotten very many games. So right here I've got Metropolis Street Racer for the Dreamcast. And I've also purchased Space Channel 5, which is a very cool cover because it's all holographic like that. And Soul Calibur, which I think is probably the best fighting game I've ever played. Probably coming barely beating Super Street Fighter 4 and Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition on the Xbox 360. Anyway, so now that we've gotten through that, I'm going to say right now that I also had to buy the visual memory units right here, which I have 2. And the batteries are dead, so I can't power them up and show you, but they got buttons here like D-pad, sleep and mode buttons, along with an A and B button. So I've got 2 of these Dreamcasts, the Dreamcast visual memory units. Anyway, now it's time to look at the actual console itself, and I'm going to say the console looks, to me when I first thought about it, it looked like it was older than what it was. But then I had to remember it came out in 1998 and 1999 across the world. So I had to remember this was probably going to look a little more of a hardware. It looks kind of older compared to other consoles, especially the PlayStation 2 and even the GameCube and Xbox. But now we have the console itself. There's only 2 buttons on it. You've got one power and one open. The open's kind of indented here. But the power button turns on the console. It clicks in and then clicks out for off. You open the console and the lid slowly opens, which I think is cool, but sometimes gets on my nerves. And now up here, here's another interesting part. Just like the Nintendo 64, it's got an A, B, C, D port for 4 controllers at once. So if you want to play a game like Power Stone or Power Stone 2, and you want 4 players at once, you can have it. And that's something that was actually industry standard for a little while, beginning with the Nintendo 64, and I guess ending with the Dreamcast, because what I like about this console compared to the PlayStation 2 is that this has 4 ports for controllers instead of just 2. Now the bottom here with the console, you've got just these 2 little pads here and then 2 bigger circular pads instead of the black square ones. Let's see right there compared to these 2. And then right here you've also got stickers. You've got a barcode down here. You've got this writing right here, which I don't know if I can focus this, but probably not. But anyway, up here it says that this was manufactured in September of 1999, so the version I bought was actually one of the first versions to hit North America, so I feel kind of happy I got an original console and it works as well as it does. And up here, you probably can't see it, but the model says HKT 3020, which is the standard model for North America. And now let's look at the sides of the console here. Let's just start with this side. And this side's got the warranty is void if sticker is tampered with or removed or torn, which is not a big deal. Now on the back of the console you got the hinge showing a little bit right here. You've got your AC in port right here, your serial port, and your AV out port for if you want to do for your stereo and video. And now right here on the other side of the console, besides this right here on the back, which is a fan, which is a nice fan. Right here you got another fan which is bigger in height but shorter in length and width, which I think is really interesting as well. And you've also got some fans on the bottom here, but they're not huge deals. And right here you've got probably one of the most revolutionary things the Dreamcast had besides controllers and memory units, is a 56K modem which allows for internet gameplay, which was very useful with games like Quake 3 Arena and with games like Phantasy Star Online and Phantasy Star Online version 2. And also really interesting thing about this is, if I can get it right, hold on, you can take it out. You can take out your internet port if you don't want it, or if you want to replace it with a broadband port, because there is a broadband port you can buy, so now it works with modern routers. So I think that's actually also a very interesting thing that I think was a huge selling point for it back in the day. And so overall, aesthetically, this console is very, very nice. I'm going to have another section of the video where I actually have it plugged into the TV and show you what it's like on. But it's a nice console in terms of the aesthetics and the look and feel. It looks very interesting. It looks like it was a high-price, high-end product. The symbol there, besides the little dirt scratching there, it just looks really nice. This is a light that lights up orange when turned on. The entire console just looks nice. It feels nice and heavy. It really feels like you're holding a game console, and it feels sturdy. But now that we've gotten the aesthetics down, let's show a little bit of the gameplay. Alright guys, I'm back here. I had to take a break there to hook up the Dreamcast again, where it is. So I'll kind of show you that right there. That's where the Dreamcast is hooked up. The cords are all there and everything. And now after I straighten out a little bit, I'm going to, the TV is on as you can see. So now I'm going to turn on the console and show you what it looks like. Here, I'm going to walk over the camera really quickly and grab something. Okay. I'm also going to have to show you what the visual memory unit looks like. The visual memory unit looks like this thing, and it's got the plug-in right there that it fits into the gap of the Dreamcast controller, or one of the two. So I'm going to turn on the console. Okay, sorry about the darkness there in the camera. Alright, the console doesn't exactly want to save the time on us, so that's okay. Not sure why the camera makes it look dark like that. Is it gonna fix anytime soon? Maybe not. Doesn't matter very much, unless the video is just... Did that change anything? A little bit. Let's try that. That's going away, it'll work. Anyway, so this is what the system looks like when it's on and no game is being played. You've got your play setting, your music setting, a file setting, and a settings setting, or option. You can change the language from these different ones, Italian, Spanish, French, the whole 9 yards. Sound can actually be changed from stereo to mono, which I think is a really nice addition, but I always play stereo. You can save it so that if a game is inserted, the game will automatically start up, or you can save it to an auto start off, which I have it off. You can place your memory card in, which there's going to be about 3 seconds of beeping right here, so stay tuned. Sorry about that, the battery on my VMU is dead. So I'm going to go back to the main menu, and I'm going to show you what the system looks like when it has a game being played. So I'm going to turn the camera a little bit. Let's see if I can get the camera aimed a little better. And I'm going to put in Soul Calibur. Just got to open the case up. Alright. And now I shall open the system and click in the game. Close it. And now it's got to read the disc. And when it finishes with that, I will start the game. And begin. Really sorry about the darkness there. Oh, well, now the game is reading. Namco. Successfully loaded data from my card. Alright. I really like this opening intro because it's one of the most interesting I've seen in a fighting game. Alright, well, now I'm going to get to the main menu. And I'm just going to do a little... Actually, I'm going to go back real quick. Quit. I'm just going to quit it there. And now I'm going to put in one other game, which I think will be pretty good to see. And as you can see, when you take out the game, the console goes back to the home screen. And now I'm going to put the game back there, and I'm going to grab Sonic Adventure and put it in. This might seem kind of boring to you guys, but I'm just trying to show you the functionality of everything. However, before I do that, what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to close the console first. I'm going to set this off to the side. And wait for this to finish. And before I do that, I'm just going to show you the other settings, which here is music. And you can actually listen to the soundtrack of a game as it's in the console.
This is a Dreamcast game disc. The first track contains game data. Please do not play it on a normal CD player. This is a Dreamcast game disc. The first track contains game data. Please do not play it on a normal CD player.
Alright, I guess it doesn't really do what I thought it did. But here I'll show you the rest of the settings. You can go to the file setting, which will show you all of the visual memory units you have plugged into the system. And so right now I only have one in my controller, and it shows you the game data. And the game measures your data, instead of in megabytes or gigabytes, it measures it in something called a blocks. And the blocks are what they use for their data. And as you can see right there, I have 30 blocks free. In the entire system, you have about 200 blocks. In one standard VMU, you have 200 blocks. If you get a mega VMU, then you get like 800 blocks, so 4 times as much. And as you can see, I've got data for almost all 5 of my games except for Metropolis. Except for, I don't know which game I've got data for Soul Calibur, Crazy Taxi, Sonic, Metropolis Street Racer. So I've got pretty much all I need for it. And then right here, like I said, you just got your settings and all of that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I'm going to give you. So I'm gonna take out my game really quickly because I don't really want my game to stay in there. But anyway, that's the end of the review, and if I had to give the Dreamcast a score, in total, I would give the console a 9 out of 10. I think this is a very nice console. I think the only console that I've used besides this that I think is better might be the Xbox 360 or maybe the PlayStation 2. And the only reason why I was hesitant to buying this console is because it had a shorter lifespan than most, and because it doesn't play DVDs like the PlayStation 2 and beyond played. It does play its own GD-ROM, so the cases are pretty nice and small and like actual albums and song discs instead of like big cases like they do on most consoles now. But anyway, that is the end of this video review. So once again, I give it a 9 out of 10, and you can rate the review, comment, subscribe, favorite, whatever you want, and I will see you with the next one. See ya.